Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we have got the second race of the dirt racing series. This time we're in Innsbruck KOM after party, 23 miles, 2,158 foot of climbing, and a decent little track this. Now last week didn't do too well in the ITT, but more hopeful for this one because it's a nice track this. Innsbruck's actually my favourite world, and you know, 57 riders. I'm in the right category, so this is the B category. There is also a B plus category, so I think this is for riders between, I think, 3.2 watts per kilogram and 3.6 watts a kilogram. So I'm pretty much the higher end of that, so quite hopeful for this race. And it got off to a nice gentle start. We got two other team members in this race. We got Basti and Edwin. So yeah, nice little gentle start pushing off, and the main sort of point of interest for this course is the leg snapper, which comes kind of middle towards the end maybe of the lap, and we've also got a sprint section, so you can get first across the line points and fastest through segment points on both of those. So as you can see, we've just sort of kicked off. We're already a minute in. Not much has happened so far. We do get a little breakaway here, just coming up the incline over the bridge. But I was quite confident that this was going to come back at this point because, you know, if one or two riders go, you know, in a bunch of 40 odd people, 40, 50 people, you know, down the decline, you're always going to catch them up, which is what we did. And I actually managed to save quite a bit of energy just sat in the group here. So as I said before, the first point of interest is the leg snapper, and yeah, I'm sort of in a good position here. Feeling relatively happy with the start. Heart rate is 160, but you know, 159, so that's okay. Yeah, and I expect it to all kick off, which it does. Chap on the left hand side gets going. And, you know, I've done this route quite a few times before, so I know it's about 50 seconds to a minute's worth of pain. And as you can see, I am, along with my teammate Edwin, we are cracking on here, absolutely smashing it to the top. I've already got visions of winning, like, first across the line, so I'm pumping it out. And, yeah, made a little bit of a gap. And yeah, sit down, ready for the celebration. My first across the line, fastest through segment points. However, I then found out towards the end of the race that it wasn't in fact a time segment or anything like that at all. So the first lap, there were no points for either the KOM or the sprint. So that was basically my first mistake of this race. Completely burned a match that I didn't need to. We come back together anyway, got a little bit of rest, and now already it's time for the second time up this leg snapper. So I don't know yet that I haven't got the fastest across the line or first through the segment. I didn't know that wasn't counting until the end of the race. So I kind of took it a little bit easier on this one. Still pumping out quite a few watts, but I was thinking, this one's much more difficult. But I'm still kind of towards the front of the pack, well, middle front of the pack. Not too worried that it's going to get away here. Not going to get any first across the line or fastest through, but I already think my job is done because I've done that on the first one. And yeah, as we come across here, settle back down into a little group. And yeah, pretty confident that we're going to catch the group on the front. So, you know, I'm thinking good race so far, you know, doing quite well. But it was kind of about this point here that I made my second mistake of the race, because you can see the group up ahead is kind of getting away, but I didn't really realise that there was, you know, still the majority of the field behind me. So I'm putting in a massive effort here, like 400 watts, to try and get back onto this group because I do not want to lose this front group. I want to stay in this front group for as long as I possibly can. So I've got a second gap to the people behind me, and a second to the group in front. And yeah, I'm still putting down like 400 watts. And look at my heart rate, 175. beats per minute, which is, you know, very, very high for me. Cannot sustain that at all. And I just have to back off. And it's at this point, I kind of realised that the group behind is catching and we're all going to come back together as one group. So that is a second match burnt for me. In fact, you could probably call that a third match burnt for me. And now we sit back in the group. Everyone comes together and it's sort of time to recover. But yeah, I'm already struggling. Coming up to the third time round on the leg snapper now. And yeah, I'm just sort of standing up trying to do the most watts I can. But I should have put more effort in to stay with the front of this group, because now I'm trying to sort of claw my way back in. And, you know, once again, my heart rate is very, very high. Cannot sustain this level of effort for any amount of time. And if I hadn't gone so hard on the first leg snapper, and if I hadn't made that mistake a second ago trying to claw back the group by myself, I probably would have been in sort of better stead. And that's it. You know, I've lost the front group now. There's no coming back from this, because, you know, 43rd out of 57 towards the end of the group. So it's no good at this point. So now I'm just thinking, right, recover. You've got the KOM coming. Sit in this group for as long as possible. And as we come up to the KOM, as Stephen just gives me a little bit of advice there, you know, we're not too far away from the main bunch. I just cannot push out anything over 200 watts pretty much. And the four that I was with, they quickly disappear up the road. Cannot get my heart rate up at all. You know, I'm 46 minutes in. I know that I've got at least, you know, at this pace, another half an hour. And, you know, there goes Nilsson. He's up the road now. So I'm 45th. And I'm worried that I'm not even going to be able to hold on to this position, as, you know, another one passes me here. I just cannot do anything to get my watts up. My legs just aren't working at this point. We've got Edwin, a teammate, who comes flying past with a couple of others. And now this is just damage limitations. At this point, M Pounds, as you can see on the map, he is the last rider. However, he actually went up this KOM quicker than I did. So, yeah. Got past again. I'm afraid this is ugly view in here. And, yeah, one more. Just cannot do anything about it. So I'm pretty much, you know, bang last on the road now, because I think the guy in last has quit. As you can see, he's not doing any watts at all. So, yeah, sitting at 200 watts, pretty much last. An absolute disaster for me. Just trying to, you know, focus my way and get my way to the top. I don't know, whatever happened at 1 hour and 6 minutes, my legs kind of started coming back to me. I got into a routine. I got my cadence at my preferred sort of rate, which is, you know, between 79 and 82. And, like, I'm back up to 250 watts, which is what I should be, you know, doing up the whole way. But I seem, you know, I had a 20-minute break for some reason in between, because I was just shot. So I make back up one place, and then, you know, I claw back another place. I did have a pretty strong finish, actually. You know, I think I managed to claw back over, I think it was almost a minute, 45 seconds to that chap. So, yeah, just coming across the line here, a bit of a disaster for me in terms of, you know, finishing result. But I made some mistakes. My actual max heart rate in this race was 184, which is ridiculous because, you know, I haven't hit 184 since, I think, 2021. So either goes to show that, you know, I'm unfit at the moment, but it does definitely prove to me that I haven't been doing enough. I think probably sweet spot training. You know, I'm not spending hours and hours on the bike a week. You know, I'm spending 3 to 4 hours on the bike, and if I'm just sat at zone 2 for that entire time, it's just not enough. So I need to do some more sweet spot training, which I'm gonna do, and see how that impacts. So as I come across the line, 48th, I'm going to put up the Zwift power results here, and actually got pushed down to 49th because M Pounds had a very good climb, and actually got a few more points, got ahead of me. So that was, yeah, disappointing for me, but, you know, we'll go again next time. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one.